Hello and welcome to Post to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Wild in this video, a team that doesn't really get talked about very much. They're kind of a very under-the-radar type of team, and I appreciate that.
Good team, not flashy.
As a Canadiens fan who has their team in the media all the time for mostly negative reasons, I appreciate a team that goes under the radar. And Minnesota is one of those teams. So this is the report card series that we're doing. We're trying to finish these up before the next season starts. I apologize it's taken so long. I had a very busy summer. So we're going to start with Minnesota and then continue on. I'm not going to do Vegas, and I'm not going to do Washington, because Vegas doesn't have a previous season to compare to, and Washington won the Cup. There's not really much to say. They won the Cup. So it can't get any better. So I'm going to compare the previous season that Minnesota had to the last season that Minnesota had. So 2016-17 versus 2017-2018.
I'm following.
And I have some talking points here, and I'll get to those after we go through some of the statistics of comparison between year and year. So 2016-17 for points, Minnesota had 106 points. A lot of people forget that this is the second year in a row that Minnesota has had over 100 points, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so 101 this year. So 106 to 101, so decrease. Goals for, 263 to 250, decrease. Goals against, 206 in the previous year to 229 last season.
That's a worsening.
Worse.
Yeah.
Power play percentage, 21%, down to 20.4, worse. Penalty kill, 82.9, down to 81.3, worse. Face-offs, 51.9, down to 49.8.
So worse in every category.
Worse in every category, but they still get 101 points.
Only 5 points less than the previous year.
Yeah, but it's like, so. I mean, and they're not far off on a lot of those stats.
Yeah,
it's
pretty close.
It's very similar, and so there's a lot of contributing factors to what happened. Minnesota just, man, they have really good like regular seasons, and they just can't seem to get it done in the playoffs. They remind me a lot of Columbus, a little bit more postseason success than Columbus, but
yeah.
And they came in the NHL around the same time as well. And Columbus is one of those teams that kind of fly under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Eric Stahl, a 15-year vet, 15 years in the NHL. That's a long time.
That's hard to believe.
This was his third best season of his career.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
third best season. Like I love the fit of Eric Stahl in Minnesota. He went to a few other places in his career and stuff, and there was a couple of fits. Like Carolina was a good fit. I think his best fit was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I really like him there.
Cool.
Granlund, 67 points in 77 games. One of the most NHL's underrated players, in my opinion. I absolutely love Granlund. And Zucker quietly put up 64 points. Minnesota has all these like underrated kind of guys. Koivu had a bit of a down year as far as points go, but if you watch any of Minnesota Wild games, you'll know that he's a pretty good leader. He's a very calm and collected leader, but he'll play pretty physical and get in your face if the time is right. The Tyler Ennis experiment was a complete waste. It was a terrible fit in my opinion, and he was pretty useless. Try not to be offensive, but he was pretty useless. I think most Minnesota fans will agree. If you look at goaltending, Dubnyk is one of the streakiest goalies in the NHL. He will be the best goalie in the world one night, and then the next night, it'll just be terrible.
Wouldn't stop a beach ball.
Be terrible. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Like he'll play like Patrick Waugh, and the next game he'll play like Darren Pang.
Oh, poor Darren.
And by the way,
play like me.
I like Darren Pang.
I like Darren Pang a lot.
Do you know what his goals against average was in his career?
I can't imagine.
4.38. Ooh.
Oh dear.
The whole team, I feel like, kind of plays a little bit like Devin Dubnyk. All around, they're pretty good. They have some really good games, but they're fairly inconsistent. They lack some finish. So, and I'm not talking about finished players. They have a few of those. They're a good team. They're a very good team. They're a good team in 2016-17, and they're a good team in 17-18. And I have a feeling that they're going to be a very good team in 2018-2019.
Okay.
We'll see coming up.
All right.
They entered the playoffs and faced a very, very tough competitor, the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, Winnipeg was an absolute beast this season. Not many predicted that Minnesota would get past Winnipeg. I just...
Yeah.
It was almost an impossibility. like Winnipeg was just so strong.
They
so.
were a team of destiny to a point last
Yeah.
year, and Minnesota just got run over. Yeah.
And they, again, in the playoffs, they had really inconsistent games. Like I think they lost the first one. Maybe the second one came back in the third one, or they came back in the second one. They're either their second or third game. Can't remember which one. They played really, really well. Minnesota played amazing, but they just couldn't get it done. Unfortunately, I really do hope them success. I like Minnesota.
I do too.
I like their players. I like their logo, like their jersey. I like the whole city. Like Minnesota as a state, it's a hockey state. So I like to see
cheer
some
for the
success.
Vikings in the NFL.
Heck yeah,
There you go.
that's right. I like to see some success in that locale. So
That'd be nice.
as far as giving them a letter grade, I don't know. I've kind of stopped doing that. If you'd like to give them a letter grade, tell me your thoughts about the team down below in the comments. I would really like that. I like to hear people's thoughts and stuff. So let me know down in the comment section below. And that's all I have to say, unless you have anything to add.
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, the next team coming up is, I don't remember, the LA Kings. So we're going to film that next. And so we'll see you guys in that video. Hope you're having a good day. And subscribe if you're new. Like this video if you liked it. We'll see you later. Adios.